The subject of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is a 20-minute and I'm told uninterrupted talk, but feel free to smile and be happy. The subject of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is a subject that has touched a chord in population all over the world. The story was written by Stevenson some more than 100 years ago, and during Victorian time, and it touched people's some chord inside. May I know how many here have not heard the story of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? Do you want to indicate? Yes, very few. So Dr. Jekyll was a very respected person, and in the story, and he was a researcher. He was working with some solution to see the paranormal results of this solution, and he was able to change himself into Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde would go out in the dark and do some horrible things, mainly violence towards children, and he come back and he would become Dr. Jekyll again. This is the story. And so we can sort of see within this paradox that exists within us, and we can see the Dr. Jekyll side within us and Mr. Hyde within us. And we are the ones who suffer more as we promote Mr. Hyde within us. Others may suffer, but we are the ones who suffer more. One friend of ours sent me a text, with it's like a joke kind of thing. And this text said, "Never argue with an idiot, because he first brings you to his level, and at his level he is an expert." So he beats you by his experience. So it is sort of giving us a real insight into practical life in dealing with this. Mr. Hyde within us wants to go there quickly, wants to go to the other level. And once you are at that level, you are a loser. So if you are able to make your Dr. Jekyll stronger, then you are in a better position. You bring the other person to that level. And then let us have a debate. When we hear stories of Nelson Mandela or Gandhi or any great people from history, you will see that they stayed at that level. They were strong. And history tells us others moved to that level. Even they say about Gandhi, he changed the political platform, changed the standard of politics. So this is a practical life in our daily situation. Now, question that arises in a practical thing for us is, what is the origin of Mr. Hyde? Why is it? Are we made with something good and bad within us, or is it something that we can remove? Most of the biologists and our present day science might say it is normal for us to get angry and to be selfish, because animals get angry, animals also behave like this, so we can behave like animals. Spiritual knowledge tells us that the good side within us is normal within us. Here we draw a sketch and just giving us an idea the origin of Mr. Hyde. And the green box that is shown is the entire physical world. Sometimes it is useful for us to step back and see the big picture. And when you see the big picture, the whole physical world appears very, very small. And you see that this small box, it has limitations. It has beginning, end, it has changes, it is unpredictable. We are talking about this whole physical world. Everything is unpredictable and there are limitations. There is end to everything that you see here, and everything that you think is mine, that is going to be end. And in such a box, if you create even a little attachment, what will happen? What will be the result? Pain. Pain is a result. You create one little attachment to someone, it is almost like a cloud cloud is going in front of you and you create attachment to it, you will only have anxiety and disappointment and sorrow. So this box is like a cloud. It is changing colors, changing shape, and it's going. And you start using the word might in it and create different kinds of attachments. And once you are in that strap of this cloud, then you are insecure. And when you are insecure, you become helplessly selfish. This is a story of all of us. More insecure I make myself, I become selfish. We can't deal with insecurity. And we try different things to make myself secure. And we can go to any level. We have the option. We can be the observers of the cloud. Cloud is going, but you are stepping behind. And if one cloud goes, different cloud comes. Cloud goes, there is clear sky. And you find everything is nice. And you find yourself secure. And so when we are secure, what happens? The best comes out from within us. You bring out the best in anyone if you make them secure. You bring out the worst in anyone when you come across a situation where you are in a difficult situation. How will you react in that situation? And you know this formula. If you make that robber more insecure, you should be prepared for his worst. And his worst may be worse than your worst. It may be different. If you make that person secure, you bring out the best. Everyone has these two sides. And if you bring out the best, you are dealing with it differently. At political level, right now they are playing a wrong game, threatening each other, making each other insecure, at a big level. And we are making the world insecure because then the worst comes out. You make someone insecure. You can play the same political game, first bring them to the secure level. Bring their Mr. Jekyll first on top and then deal with him. So this is the way we do to ourselves. More we create traps within this box, we make ourselves insecure. And when we are insecure, we have to deal with this, our own worst. I had one nice example. Some girl, lady I come across, and she has that unique personality where she is quick at giving offense, quick at taking offense. And so whoever is working with her, she has to finish the work quickly, 1 minute, and move away from her. Because longer you are with her, you are in trouble. So one day I was looking at the situation and saw that she has to deal with this mind 24 hours. Others can run away from her in a minute. But she has a torture, 24/7. On the other hand, we all like to be with some people. There's even 1 minute spent with some person, we think it is a very special minute. We remember that minute, that hour. We can call it noble personality. So you enjoy 1 hour with him. He has that mind, he has that personality 24 hours. Who is fortunate? It is his greatest luxury. We all want a good quality of life, but completely ignore this inner life. And we can make this little effort to improve that inner life of ours. And that inner life we are seeing here, it is our choice. And we see the origin of this Mr. Hyde in us. We can also promote Dr. Jekyll within us, which is the secure side within us. If someone can turn around, so we are seeing another page there, and we are seeing the hierarchy of Mr. Hyde. We might think that when we are bad, that is Mr. Hyde within us, and most of the time when we are pleasant, that is Dr. Jekyll. Here we are seeing that as long as we are in that insecure mode, we are in some level of attachment, we end up promoting Mr. Hyde within us a lot more than Dr. Jekyll. And as we said, when we are insecure, we are helplessly selfish, and we play different games. So what is shown here is a hierarchy of Mr. Hyde. Most of the time, Mr. Hyde can carry on with his life just by smiling. Smile and pleasantries and all, and he gets what he wants. He says, your socks are very nice, and he gets the cake. So there is nothing, he doesn't need to go anything further. So that is Mr. Hyde in his pleasant form, but it is still Mr. Hyde. When Shakespeare says smile and be a villain, Shakespeare is talking about that personality, where Mr. Hyde is carrying on with his life. But if he doesn't get it by the easy method, he goes to the next level, and that is he starts persuasion, he starts manipulation, and that you will see even in children. Just without knowing all this, they will sort of do these play these games, And if that manipulation doesn't work, then the next level is bribe. It is not mentioned here, but it is bribing. So lots of our life that goes on, giving gifts and giving cards, what is the reason behind this? Why do we give gifts to some people and not to others? There may be some program going on. There is a calculation there. You give someone a cake and you are expecting a bigger cake tomorrow. Some kind of and that is still Mr. Hyde in action. If he doesn't get it that way, then it comes to the another level, next level, and that is threats start coming. If you don't do this, I will not do this kind of thing. If I don't get threats, and it can take the form of violence. But the highest level of Mr. Hyde is called divide, which means you create a gang. You are ganging up against the person. In this stage, in the big stage, you have given up on your desires and your needs. You are charged to take revenge. That is your whole purpose. You are happy to destroy your life and destroy other person's life. This kind of program. Mr. Hyde can go to this level, whole range. When we say this sometimes, gossip, tendencies towards gossip behind, there is a program behind it. There is an agenda. And the agenda is creating a gang against others. So this whole spectrum of Mr. Hyde is in our society, is within us, and as we see, it is our creation. We have an option to come out of this. How do we start? We can remind ourselves some simple formula that I am a guest. Just like I am a guest in this room here, we are guests in this campus. In the same way, we are guests on this planet. A guest has a wonderful attitude, our option to come out of this. How do we start? We can remind ourselves some simple formula that I am a guest. Just like I am a guest in this room here, we are guests in this campus. In the same way, we are guests on this planet. A guest has a wonderful attitude. He is very much involved, but he doesn't own anything. He knows he doesn't need to own anything. Guest keeps a bigger program in his mind. He has a bigger picture in his mind. And so he knows the temporary nature of the journey. We are all on the journey, and we are temporarily on this planet. We are temporarily involved with different things. We are temporarily associated with different people. We are fellow passengers. Now this is like a very sensible attitude. We can just play with it, even for a minute, often. And as we do this, you suddenly bring that secure feeling inside you. Because you own nothing, you can lose nothing. You own no one, and you can lose no one. That is the attitude of a guest. So right now, for example, we are here, we meet each other, we enjoy the company, but I don't need to own any of you. I will meet you again sometimes, it will be very nice. But so that if we can do it for 1 hour, we can do it for 1 year. We can, if I can do it with one person, I can do it with everyone else. We are fellow passengers. Most important thing for us is to feel secure. Deep inside, more you feel secure, not secure because of the outside world, not secure not because of this world, that itself will make us more insecure. If I feel secure because other people are, singing a song, or other people are giving you cake, then tomorrow it might stop. And this world is changing. And it is wiser for us to play with this, experience that higher security, experience that higher personality in ourselves. I'll tell you a short story. And you like a story?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. In this story, one man was falling off a cliff. And as he was falling off, he tries to catch hold of some twigs. It was dark. And he says, God, God, help, help. And there was God. He said, I will help you, but you will have to listen to me. He said, I will listen to you all my life. I will do anything for you. I trust you so much. So, but save me now. So God was very impressed. He said, very pleased, you trust me so much. So, will you obey me anything? He said, yes, I'll obey you anything you tell me. He says, in that case, let go. Let go of those twigs that he was holding. So there was a long silence. And after the long silence, he said, is there anybody else there? And there was nobody else. So he has to listen to God and let go. And when he let go, he discovered he was on the ground. Ground was very nearby. It must be this mountain. So when he is on the ground, he can now go back on that tree again, and he can do the same thing he was doing earlier. But what's the difference? Now he's secure. When he was holding to the tree, and that was his support, he was insecure because that tree can break anytime. And when life was spent holding to those twigs, and they are flimsy twigs, our life is of panic, subconscious panic. For us, what are the twigs? All these various attachments we create here, they are the twigs. If we see them as my supports, life itself is of panic, subconscious panic. That is what is going on all the time. And now and then you create little security. We have the option, touch the ground and then play the game. Life can be very, very enjoyable. Thank you.